How often do you feel like you're just bracing yourself for the next challenge, for the next thing to just hit the fan and go wrong, right? Now imagine if you could just take back control and know that that really starts with you, right? And that's something I want to talk about. And if you got 2 seconds, I would love for you to just kind of join this conversation with me. I think it's really a powerful one, this idea of what's in our control and what's not. And I think it's something we all need right now with everything that's going on in the world around us. And I do encourage you to just share what resonates with you today as we go along. Matter of fact, wherever you are, just go ahead and hit that like button, maybe even share it with someone right now who could use this conversation on what is in our control. I think when we really support each other in spaces like this, it just creates like this ripple effect that can really impact lives. So, what's up, y'all? My name is Amanda Flood. I am a psychotherapist, a speaker, mindset coach for minority women in business. And with everything that's happening, I just wanted to drop maybe some supportive information, knowledge, gems in your bucket so that you can really keep going, right? With everything that's happening from big news events to just our typical day to day pressures, it's easy to feel like we're always reacting and like everything is just out of our control. And let's be real, a lot of it is. But there's one thing we do have control over, and that's us, our thoughts, our actions, how we respond to what's around us. Now, this idea of control comes up a lot in the work that I do because when we go through big events, especially things like trauma, I do a lot of trauma work as a therapist. Our minds can easily jump to conclusions about what those events mean for us, right? We typically make meaning of it in some kind of way. And we don't always realize how powerful those meanings we assign can be. And I can give you a personal example of this. A while back, it's probably a couple years now, I was in a car accident and like my car was totaled. It was me in a truck one. Right? And I didn't realize right away how much meaning my mind was attaching to the experience. But afterward, I noticed that just about every time I got in a car, even if I was just a passenger, anytime there was a sudden stop or like I could even be not even in a car, just in the office in my house. If I heard brakes just like screeching across the street, I'd tense up and I would brace for impact, very similar to what happened in the incident itself. So there was this automatic association that if I heard brakes or felt that quick stop feeling, something bad was going to happen. My mind had created this whole narrative that cars weren't as safe anymore, that brakes didn't mean that I was actually going to stop in time. That meaning I created about cars, even if I didn't realize it, changed how I felt every time I was in one or around one. I was more on edge, more anxious. And while, that example might be a big one and may sound extreme, we all really do this. We create meanings that change how we move in the world without always realizing it. Here's another example. And I know this one hits home for many people in my community, my social work people, okay? Shout out to the social workers. Let's say you didn't pass that licensing exam that you prepared for, right? A lot of us have to do that when we graduate school, when you go on to your clinical license. There's hours, like there's time, like we study to do the things that we do. And many of my social work friends have struggled to pass that exam. And oftentimes, when we hit that like complete done button, like we get the results right away. So when it pops up, my God, and it pops up that you did not pass, right? Like that is. It's such an indescribable feeling, and I know it because it happened to me for one of my exams. I think maybe the second one, maybe the clinical one, I believe. I know I didn't pass it right away, one of them. And that feeling is like, whoo, child, like you got to pick your feelings off the floor. You don't have words, right? And the thing about it is, it's another situation where you create meaning. Oftentimes, the mind jumps straight to, it must be me. I didn't do enough, right? Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. And that thought can become so defeating that it's hard to get back into the game. And a lot of people don't always come back and like take the test again or recognize that they may have to do it a couple of times before they actually pass it, right? And really, it's not even a test about your ability, but we make meaning that it is. So here's what I'm going to leave you guys with. And I hope a lot of this is just sort of resonating in terms of just how powerful our thinking process is and how easy it is to make meaning of things that happen around us without really attuning to it sometimes, right? So just pay attention. And I want to give you some ways to pay attention to that because it matters. It matters in how you show up and what you're going to do next or just how you're moving through the world. So I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, where in your life might you be assigning meaning to something that isn't serving you? This meaning can be powerful, right? Like I share with those examples. For some, it may mean they're too scared to get back in a car, or they may decide that they're not cut out for a profession because of one test result, or maybe two or three, right? It's real. But what if we took back control over that meaning? What if we chose a different story, one that lets us move forward? Okay, so I'm going to give y'all some questions and y'all could marinate on this. You could pause it here, come back, catch it later, whatever y'all got to do, right? But I do encourage you, like take a moment, write it down, like write it down on a sticky, open up your phone, do a voice note, and just kind of answer the question. So what am I making this situation mean about me and my life? Whatever that thing is that's sort of like shifted how you feel, what you think about life, right? Am I reacting from my own values or am I just being driven by pressure or fear? And we've had a lot of that, I think, in the atmosphere with the news, with people responding, coming off of this election, things like that. But you want to make sure that you are in alignment with you and not sort of like just going with the crowd and getting lost in even just like the collective emotion too. Another question for you. Is this reaction moving me closer to my goals or am I just reacting to the environment around me? So consider that. What's your positionality to what you actually wanted to do, the impact that you want to have, the things that you had in mind even before this thing happened, right? And has it taken you away from that? Am I reacting in a way that takes me away from my goals? And I'll leave you with one last one. What do I want my response to say about who I am? All right, so big stuff, but I think good, deep reflection stuff. So if any of these questions like resonate, or if you find yourself reacting to things out of your control, let me know in the comments, right? Let me know what you thought about this too. I may pop up and do a couple of these conversations, kind of helping us collectively reset a little bit. But I really want to hear about where you guys are at and how you're creating meaning in your lives, right? I think I'll probably do a couple of these and quick kind of maybe midday and morning reflections as a way to just kind of shift our mindset. So definitely look out for a couple of the topics in this space: anxiety, high functioning anxiety, how it shows up, how we respond to high stress situations. So definitely make sure you're following so you don't miss a session wherever you're catching this now. It'll probably be here again. And also don't forget, if you guys want to go deeper into this work, join me for our professional training on November 20th. That's coming up soon, where we'll get more into this concept, whether you're a social worker, psychologist, mental health professional, or just like a professional who wants to understand anxiety more and how to continue to go after their goals and not let it disrupt them. Come on in, right? It's a space to really dive into those tools and learn how to apply them in a way that can change how you show up in your life and your work, going after your goals, going after your purpose. For me, this was how I came back home to me and decided what was in alignment for me, what are my goals, and what do I have control over is the impact that I want to have. And I can do that by continuously serving, right? I can serve you through conversations like this. I can serve you through our coping skills group that's coming up, which we had planned anyway, but now it just makes so much more sense. And to really offer that to the community, there's a space to kind of reset, find their calm in the chaos, right? And then we have a higher level training for our professionals. That's the one on November 20th. So, we are making space for you because that's what coming home for us means. That's how we keep control and feel grounded and continue to move forward. Okay. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, share, drop your comments. It helps me know that like this means something for you and that I should keep doing it too. And just remember, you have more control than you realize. It starts with the meaning that you choose and really just coming back home to you. Okay. See you guys soon. Or maybe you'll just hear me soon. It's Amanda Flood. Talk to you later. Bye.